Well, hello, boys and girls. This is actually something that we're going to do today. That's kind of going to be a reminder of the story that we had just finished reading earlier about remembering God's faithfulness. And we read the story about how Jesus calmed the storm. And I was thinking and talking to my daughter, Rosina, who you see here, she's going to be helping me today, about what could we do to help you remember God's faithfulness? Something that you could either listen to or look at that would help you remember that. So I sent my daughter into our backyard to get some rocks. And so maybe, Rosina, you could just bring the rock up here.
Okay.
No, not those ones. Let's get the one that hasn't been done yet.
Okay.
So go ahead and put it up there. And so you probably can find a rock outside in your backyard, or maybe you have like a rock garden in along your house, but all you're going to need for this is a rock and some colorful markers. So I had my daughter design a couple of rocks that she did to remember the story that we had read together. And so I'm going to let her just show you them and talk to you about them. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Okay, so I did this one. Here, I'll hold it up closer. And it's just like what we heard about and saw in the story. So there's the boat and Jesus and his disciples in a huge storm. Can you see all that rain and the waves splashing? And Jesus is standing and saying, "Be still."
So that rock reminds us that, yes, the storm was out of control. And yes, the waves and the wind were crazy, if you remember in the story about the meters. But this reminds us that when Jesus spoke, everything was still. And I don't know if Miss Ojetti forgot to tell you, my daughter Rosina, but she put the Bible verse on the back, Mark 4:35-41, so that she could remember how God is faithful. So I'm just going to put this back here, and I think she's going to show you her second one that she made. I don't know what she put on it. Let's see.
And this is my other one. And this is a rainbow. And I heard lots of you guys heard lots of stories and have talked about rainbows.
Yeah.
So this is another way that God's been faithful.
And we know what that story is. The rainbow shows us and reminds us of God's promise, how there would never be a flood again. And so that is also a story about how God showed his faithfulness. So what I'd like you to do, maybe after this session or when you have some time this week, you could go find a rock and you could decide how you would like to do your rock. So it could be about the story we read about the storm, how he calmed the storm. It could be like the rainbow, about how it reminds us that that's God's promise of how he will never send a flood again. Or it might be something else from another story you know in the Bible about God's faithfulness, and you can paint your rock. Mm-hmm. Paint your rock. You can color it. We did, Rosina did hers with markers. And then it can be a reminder to you when you look at your rock of how God is faithful. And so that's what I would like to encourage you to do. And I've connected a little link after this, a special song that reminds us of how God is our lighthouse and how he shows faithfulness through our storms. And so you can listen to that too. It's been great being with you. I just want to thank Rosina for helping me. And I can't wait to see your rocks. Maybe you could take pictures of your rocks, or maybe you could have that'd be fun. Maybe you could have your parents send in pictures.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, grade 1s, 2s, 3s, everyone.